Recording in progress.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, October 24th, and this is your 11 a.m. community briefing. I'm Lillian Govis, Director of Communications and Public Engagement for Buncombe County. I do want to start today out with a little celebration. Right before we came here, I ran into one of our 911 supervisors, and he shared that they have 8 new trainees who are out working on the floor taking calls, which is a big deal. And he says that they are absolutely just rocking it. So, as we know, when this disaster struck, our 911 telecommunicators were the heroes and sheroes who got the help out. So it's especially exciting to know that there are even more first responders there to help. So let's have a round of applause for them today. Thank you, 911. Today we'll be joined by Dave Connolly with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. They were already managing debris removal for rivers, streams, and mudslides, and now they'll also be managing all other storm debris in the county. We'll also hear from Corrine Duncan, Buncombe County Director of Elections, Dan Leroy with United Way, and Jackie Kiger from Pisgah Legal Services. We do have City Manager Deborah Campbell here for questions for the city if those arise. We do not have any. Clay Chandler is not here today with us. But first, as we always do, I'll turn it over to County Manager Avril Pinder.
Thanks, Lillian. Good morning. Today is the last day to apply for Disaster Supplemental Nutrition Assistance, also known as DSNAP. This program is for households with low to moderate income, and the deadline is today. Please don't miss out on this. You can apply in person at Buncombe County Health and Human Services at 40 Cox Avenue in Asheville from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We understand that the lines are long, as today is the last day, but staff are working to get everyone in and out as soon as possible. If you're unable to go in person, you can fill out an authorization form and get an authorized person in your place and send someone else in your place. As long as you get an authorization form, you can send an authorized person in your place. The form can be found at buncombecounty.org. Due to high call volumes, many of you have not been able to get through on the call center. We encourage you to pre-register at going to epass.nc.gov. epass.nc.gov. After completing the pre-registration, you'll receive a confirmation number, meaning that you are now in the system and someone will reach out to you to finish your application, even after today's deadline. Let me repeat that, because if you have your confirmation number, you don't have to come in person to complete your application. So if you get on that system, epass.nc.gov, and pre-register, you're in the system. Get your confirmation number and someone will reach out to you even after today's deadline to get your application completed. This would ensure that you will, if you want to apply, you get the opportunity to do so. So again, epass.nc.gov, get your confirmation number. Even after today's deadline, someone will reach out to you to finish your application. In addition, if you are in line at Cox after 4 p.m., your application will be received. To summarize, to receive money for groceries, pre-register today at epass.nc.gov. So we will have you in the system and someone will follow up with you. So you can apply in line at Cox Avenue today. If you're in line before 4 p.m., your application will be received. You can also call 844-453-1117. 844-453-1117. Moving to disaster recovery. The Disaster Recovery Center, which is a one-stop shop where people can get assistance from FEMA and the Small Business Administration, will move from its location at AC Reynolds High School at the end of the day today due to school reopening. You can still visit the site at 9 Reynolds Drive today. We will announce a new location as soon as possible. A mobile disaster recovery center is open today through Sunday at the Bee Tree Fire Station in Swannanoa from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the Buncombe County Sports Park in the parking lot from Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A reminder that the community care station at AC Reynolds offering showers, laundry, and more will still operate there. Other community care centers include At Home Store in the parking lot, Big Lots in Brooks Mall, Buncombe County Sports Park, Bethel United Methodist, Swannanoa Ingalls, Swannanoa Owen Pool, Morgan Hill Baptist Church. Look for signs like these to show you where these community care centers are. We know kids are going to start heading back to school tomorrow, but there are still a number of traffic lights that aren't working. Please remember that if a traffic light isn't working, slow down and act as if it's a four-way stop. We want to keep our kids safe as they return. Our food and water distribution sites continue to operate. Today, food and water distribution sites are Skylane Bowling Alley, Black Mountain Ingalls, Swannanoa Ingalls, Linwood Crump, Shiloh Community Center, Hack Square Park, Buncombe County Sports Park, Fairview Ingalls. For solid waste, today's household bag trash drop-off can be made at the Ingalls in Fairview. This is for today only. A pesticide collection event is today from 4 p.m. at 74 Research Drive in Mills River and is open to all counties. This is for label and known chemicals only. No mixed chemicals, no liquid and bulk containers will be accepted, and there's no charge to dispose of pesticides at this event. Debris collection is contained in Fairview, Swannanoa, and North Buncombe. But Dave, when he comes up from the Corps of Engineers, will touch on more on that. Mountain Mobility Trailblazer. Buncombe County's Community Transportation Service, Mountain Mobility, is providing direct access to 3 early voting sites. This is via the Trailblazer route. Customers using any of the 3 Trailblazer routes will be able to use the following voting sites. The Black Mountain Trailblazer Riders. Is that me making all that noise? I apologize. Black Mountain Trailblazer Riders will have access to the Black Mountain Library. Anchor Candler Trailblazer Riders will have access to the Anchor Candler Library. And North Buncombe Riders will have access to the Weaverville Community Center. Again, Trailblazer Rise giving voters the opportunity to vote at the early voting sites, and those sites are Black Mountain Library, Anchor Candler Library, and Weaverville Community Center. Customers can be picked up anywhere along a Trailblazer route, and as always, the service is fare-free and available to all. Qualifying Mountain Mobility customers may take trips to other voting sites. Meeting temporary housing need. We know that's a great need in our community, and getting families out of shelters and hotels and into long-term solution is a priority. And FEMA direct leasing and multifamily lease and repair programs help families find more stable housing while continuing their recovery. FEMA is currently seeking interested, qualified owners or property management companies to help meet the temporary housing needs for Hurricane Helene survivors by leasing their property directly to FEMA. FEMA is hosting a webinar this afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. for property managers and residential property owners who are interested in leasing more about leasing directly to FEMA. We will add the link to register to this webinar in the chat. Again, this is leasing directly to FEMA for anyone that has property that they want to let FEMA lease so we can start providing houses for our friends, residents, our neighbors, and our families in our community. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dan Connolly, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Pinder. I just wanted today to give a quick update from USACE and maybe just reiterate a few things that we may have talked about previously. Our mission areas remain the same. We have the temporary power missions, debris, infrastructure assessment, and temporary water. And I just will touch really highly on two of them, debris and the temp water mission that we're doing. And I know, I've said it before, some of the processes within the federal government may be a little bit clunky, so I'll try to address this. One contract at the North Carolina Arboretum, where today we are actually picking up debris, and we continue to receive taskings to remove specific types of debris in specific counties, cities, and municipalities. So it's important to note at the Corps of Engineers, we're not only operating in Buncombe County, but we're operating across all of the impacted counties in the area. So our goal is to work as fast and safely as we can, and at the end of the day, help out in the debris mission where if the county cannot handle, if they're out of capacity and it goes up to the state and we take our taskings from FEMA, that's where we come in. So it's a large, complex mission, and the footprint of the Corps of Engineers is scalable, and it's based upon, the scope and size of assignments that we get from the state down to us from FEMA. We're just proud to be here to help. We know there's a lot of work going on from individuals, from the cities, from the counties, and we're just happy to do what we can where the capacity is wide in those areas. I think that there's a lot of questions about debris from individuals, so that's why I wanted to show this graphic, and we'll make sure that this graphic is available after this through as many platforms as we can put it on. But I think as individuals, when it comes to debris, I got the clicker.
Sure.
You're all right. When it comes to debris, the most important things individuals should know is how to properly separate your debris. Because as I said, number one, if you have what you consider to be a debris issue, go ahead. There it is. There it is. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah. So one, it's important that you know how to make your need known, right? Start with the local municipality. If they can't handle it, it'll kick up to the county. If they can't handle it, it'll go to the state and so on. And when it gets to the federal response, we, through FEMA, will be tasked and take care of it. So regardless of who picks up your debris, it's important to separate it. And this graphic is as simple as you can put it. It separates down your electronics, your large appliances, your hazardous waste, and so on. And you put it on the curb, so to speak, about 10 feet from that curb, and it will get taken care of as it's prioritized from the state. So we'll make sure that graphic is available after this. And then the second mission I want to just touch upon is the temporary water mission, which we're happy to say that today through this whole week, we have been placing temporary water solutions at the University of Asheville with the intent of pumping fresh water into the university so students can get back into the dorms and maybe into the dining facilities, just hopefully to bring that sense of normalcy a little bit back. Don't ask me to explain what reverse osmosis process is, but it's basically that. Today they should be, they'll test the water. We're working with DEQ, Department of Environmental Quality, and the hope is to get water running through there probably about Friday, maybe Saturday, something like that, and hopefully get some students back on campus. So we're pretty happy about that. And with that said, that's really all the major updates I have, but I'll be standing by for any questions that people may have at the end.
Thanks, Dave. Next, we'll hear from Buncombe County's favorite elections director, Corrine Duncan.
Good morning, Buncombe. I'm Corrine Duncan, Director of Elections for the county, and I told you that Buncombe would vote, and you definitely are. Despite driving around pieces of missing roads, stopping at stoplights that still don't work, boiling your water to cook your food, and mourning losses, you're showing up to cast your ballot. We're making very long lines as well, and we're happy for it. All 10 early voting locations have been well utilized. We've had over 47,000 voters vote early so far. This pattern is different too. Usually the first 2 days of early voting are our highest, and then we start trending down. But not this time. Voting is holding steady. Thank you for having patience out there. Your poll workers and my staff are working indescribably hard to, under just as much strain as you are to bring voting to you. And I'm proud of them, and I'm very proud of you all for showing up even when it's hard. We have extended voting hours this weekend. Please use them. We're open at all 10 locations, both Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Remember that early voting is open every day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. through the last Saturday at 3 p.m. Weekends are usually less busy, so it's a great opportunity to keep up our steady trend of votes. And if we do this, we will beat 2020. So use the wait map at buncombecounty.org to see how many people are in line to help you choose where to go. And you can also get your sample ballot at buncombecounty.org/vote to help make voting more swift. You can vote at any location during early voting that's convenient to you. And those locations are Black Mountain Library, the East Asheville Library, the Inca Candler Library, the Fairview Library, Lester Community Center, the South Buncombe Library, UNCA Health and Counseling Center, that's on Weaver T. Boulevard, the Weaverville Community Center,